It is Winter Bike Week in the city, a celebration for that elite crew of year-round pedal pushers. If you've been enviously looking on from your warm car, wondering how you might join the ranks, Sarah Robbins is here to help. She's a highly accomplished cyclist in our city and also helps people find their perfect ride in her job at the Bike Doctor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for the invite.
Yeah, first off, I know you cycled your way into the studio this morning. How is it out there on the roads?
It's actually not too bad. I mean, I have studded tires, which really helps a lot. The MVA, that pathway is pretty clear right now with a little bit of snow, so it was pretty nice ride
Pretty
in.
nice. All right. It is Winter Bike Week. There are likely some people out there who are maybe all-weather curious. So what do they need to know about winter biking? And maybe let's start with the most important part, the bike. What is needed?
Just a regular bike. So sometimes the best bike is the bike you have. So if you have a bike that you ride in the summer, then you can convert it to a winter bike very easily.
What about the tires? You mentioned studded tires there. I imagine that is very helpful in
Yes,
icy conditions.
I would consider to be studded tires to be a non-negotiable.
Okay.
So you do need studded tires, especially in our climate where we see a lot of warmth and like it warms up, then it cools down, then it warms up. Exactly like what happened this weekend. It warmed up yesterday. We had a bit of freezing rain and then cooled down this morning. So studded tires provide a huge amount of safety and comfort and just general makes you feel better when you're riding studded tires.
Yeah.
And you can get them for any size wheel.
A good helmet, I'm sure.
And a helmet, yeah. A lot of people use a summer helmet, which is a good starting point. I tend to use and recommend a snowboard, like a snow-style helmet. There's a little bit more coverage on the back. They're a little bit warmer and they're kind of cozy when it's really cold out.
Yeah. We have a few colleagues who bike to work in the wintertime and all year round, and several of them come in the morning with these big helmets on, and it's always funny. They also often are wearing goggles, which is probably good for the eyes to protect from that cold wind.
For sure, goggles and balaclavas, anything to cover your face, especially when it gets very cold. If you're wearing goggles, just have to make sure, especially if you're commuting when it's dark out, that you have a clear lens so you can actually see. And then definitely a balaclava for covering your face if it's, and it depends on how sensitive you are. If it's colder than minus 20 to 25, it's usually a good idea to wear a balaclava.
You mentioned that sometimes the best bike is the bike you have, but I'm guessing it might be a little bit easier, especially in the wintertime, if you have an electric bike or a fat bike. Does that help matters?
It's interesting. Fat bikes, you kind of consider those to be winter bikes, so everybody should have a fat bike. But I almost consider fat bikes to be recreational. So if you plan to ride elsewise other than commuting, a fat bike's really nice to have because it's very fun and you can go out and do some of the groomed trails. Just generally, just a regular bike is good. E-bikes are perfect. Just have to monitor your battery life a little bit more because your battery's not going to be quite as long as the cold. So you just have to be a little bit more aware of your battery life with an e-bike. But definitely reduces the difficultness or the physicality of riding in the winter in the snow with an e-bike.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about the fact that the battery would be impacted, but that makes sense. It is kind of dark here in the wintertime. If folks are biking to work in the morning, it might still be dark. What should people wear to make sure that they're visible? Is there anything that you can put on your clothing?
For sure, safety, I consider to be safety paramount. And one of the things for safety is definitely lights, rear and front light. Then also on your body, you can have any kind of reflective item. Reflective vests is good. Some of the leg ties or lower leg ties to keep your pants in, those are reflective. You can get little reflective triangles for the back of your bike or your knapsack if you're carrying a knapsack. But definitely high vis is in the wintertime.
Yeah. These city bike weeks, Sarah, are pretty focused on commuting, but what kind of winter recreational cycling can folks do?
It's awesome. The winter riding around here, I kind of got riding in the winter probably 15 or 20 years ago, maybe not 20 years, 15 years ago, and got into winter riding recreationally and all along the riverbank. Even if you don't have a fat bike, the MVA trails along the riverbank are amazing. There's probably, if you go Southbridge to Northbridge, it's over 20K of riding. There's lots of groomed single track for those ones are specifically for fat bikes, and they'd be out at St. Barb, at River Ridge. Little Red up in PA has winter riding. I just got back from a weekend at Waskesiu, and we rode our fat bikes into the Narrows, which was amazing. morning. Saw the little narrows fox that always lives out there. We saw him. So just really great. Lots of opportunities for winter recreational riding.
How did you get into cycling and winter cycling? Was there someone that introduced you to it, or did you just need a winter activity?
I used to ski, cross-country ski quite a bit, but again, our ski season is a little bit up and down. And my husband, actually, he got into winter recreational riding probably a year before I did, and there was nobody doing it. So he needed a partner to do it. So I came home one day and there was a fat bike in the bedroom. So that was how I got into it.
And what do you like about it?
I just like being outside. We were riding yesterday, and I was like, I feel a little bit bad for people that don't like winter because it was beautiful. It's no bugs. You can dress to stay warm. It's hard to dress to stay cold or cool if it's really hot out, but you can always dress to stay warm. And it's just nice getting out in fresh air when you're stuck inside all day.
What is the community like when it comes to winter cycling? I feel like it's probably one of those things where you kind of pass by someone and you're like, oh, I'm one of you.
It's funny, when I was riding down today, I did pass a couple of winter commuters, and first thing I do is I check out what they're wearing and making sure they have lights on. And these people wear super high vis lights, everything, and they look like they were on the way to work. So there's a little bit of that camaraderie for sure. We're starting to see more and more people riding, so it's nice to see that.
Why do you think that is?
Part of it is just is becoming easier to ride with the gear and the clothing, and then also too, it's just gas prices are going up. I think people are realizing mental health, physical health, just being outside all year round is very important.
Sarah, just before you let us go, you just told us about how beautiful it is, which I think would be a good draw for a lot of people. But give us your best sales pitch. Why should people get out of their cars and onto a bike in the Saskatchewan wintertime?
Drive up University Bridge at 5 p.m, and you're on the sidewalk and the cars are on the road. I think that is probably the best advertisement for riding your bike year round. It's just you can get places, you're calm, you're not stuck in traffic, you get a bit of fresh air. What's not to love about it?
Starting your day off with a little exercise.
Yeah.
It's all great. Sarah, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Oh, thank you for inviting me in. This has been fun.